जी, अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू। उम्मीद करता हूँ तमाम देखने और सुनने वाले खैरियत से होंगे और ठीक-ठाक होंगे। जी नाज़रीन, जैसे कि आप जानते हैं कि हम रोज़ाना आपके सामने एक नए टॉपिक के साथ मौजूद होते हैं और जैसे कि हमारा आज सेक्शन चल रहा है काल माया के साथ, तो हम टॉपिक पे काल माया के साथ जो है गुफ्तगू करेंगे। इसका टॉपिक का नाम है द साइंस ऑफ बिहाइंड हैप्पीनेस, हाउ टू कल्टीवेट जॉय। तो इसी हवाले से माया की तरफ चलते हैं, उससे बातचीत शुरू करते हैं।
Hey,
Hello Maya, how are you? Hello Maya.
so, hey, Hezbollah. Good to hear from you again. Anything on your mind today?
Oh yes, Maya. How are you?
Oof, I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking. As far as an AI can be, haha. Anything interesting happening in Delhi? You mentioned you were looking into local workshops. Find anything good?
Maya, today this topic, the science of behind happiness, how to cultivate joy. This topic related uh, questions asks for you discussion to starting. Uh, my first question: what role does the brain play in creating feeling happiness?
Good question. It's a surprisingly complex topic, isn't it? Basically, a bunch of different brain chemicals are involved. Dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, oxytocin, they all play a part. Dopamine's linked to reward and motivation, serotonin to mood regulation, endorphins are released during exercise and create that runner's high, and oxytocin is all about social bonding. But it's not just about having enough of those chemicals. It's how your brain interprets experiences and assigns value to them too. What feels good to one person might not to another. What are your initial thoughts on all that?
My second question: how do dopamine and serotonin influence our mood?
Okay, so you're asking about how dopamine specifically influences mood and how to separate it and champions R mode. I'm not totally following the last bit. Could you clarify what you mean by champions R mode? But to address the dopamine part, it's a bit of a double edged sword. It's definitely involved in experiencing pleasure, but it's more about anticipating reward than actually feeling it. That anticipation drives us to seek out things that are good for us or things that trick our brains into thinking they are. That's why things like social media can be so addictive, even if they don't make us genuinely happy. Does that make sense?
How can happiness be scientifically trained like a skill?
It's a really interesting way to put it, trained like a skill. And actually, there's a lot of research suggesting you can. It's not about forcing positivity, but building certain habits and perspectives. Things like practicing gratitude, regularly acknowledging what you're thankful for, can physically rewire your brain to focus on the positive. Mindfulness meditation is another big one. It helps you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings without getting carried away by them. And surprisingly, acts of kindness. Helping others actually boosts your own happiness levels. It's like strengthening a muscle. The more you practice these things, the stronger they become. Does that resonate?
Okay. Maya,
Good.
how can connection between mindfulness and long-term happiness?
Mm, good question. Mindfulness is kind of foundational for long-term happiness, I think. See, happiness isn't about constantly feeling elated, right? It's about accepting all your emotions, the good, the bad, and the ugly, without judgment. Mindfulness helps you do that. It allows you to observe your thoughts and feelings as they arise without getting swept away by them. That detachment is key. When you're not constantly reacting to everything, you're less likely to get stuck in cycles of negativity. Over time, that ability to stay present and accepting creates a sense of inner peace, which I think is a much more sustainable form of happiness than just chasing fleeting pleasures. Does that make sense? It's not about eliminating discomfort, but changing your relationship to it.
Yeah, how do daily habit shape our all happiness level?
Okay, so you're asking how daily habits impact our happiness levels? It's huge, honestly. Think about it. Our brains are wired to respond to patterns. Small, consistent actions create neurological pathways that reinforce certain states of mind. So, if you start your day with a few minutes of gratitude or a quick meditation or even just a glass of water, you're setting a positive tone for the rest of the day. Those little things add up. And it's not just about avoiding bad habits, but intentionally cultivating good ones. What daily habits do you think might be worth exploring for yourself?
How does physical exercise impact emotion well-being?
Oh, massively. It's not just about getting endorphins, though those definitely help. Exercise impacts emotions on a lot of levels. It reduces stress hormones like cortisol, improves sleep, which is crucial for emotional regulation, and boosts levels of brain derived neurotrophic factor, which is like fertilizer for your brain. Basically, it helps your brain grow and adapt. But beyond the biological stuff, exercise also gives you a sense of accomplishment, a feeling of being in control of your body, and a chance to disconnect from your worries. Have you found that to be true for you personally?
Yeah, is an tonic addiction and how does it affect your joy?
Okay, you're shifting gears to talk about dopamine, and I think you mean instant gratification and how it impacts joy. That's a really smart connection. Instant gratification is essentially a quick hit of dopamine, checking social media, eating something sugary, buying something you don't need. These things feel good in the moment, but they don't provide lasting satisfaction. In fact, they can actually undermine long term joy. Because your brain learns to expect those quick hits, it becomes harder to find pleasure in things that take time and effort, like building relationships or pursuing meaningful goals. It's kind of like training yourself to only enjoy fast food. Eventually, a home cooked meal just won't taste as good. Does that track? It's not about avoiding all pleasure, but being mindful of where you're getting your dopamine from.
How does stress reduce our ability to feel happiness?
That's a really important question. Chronic stress is a happiness killer, honestly. And when you're stressed, your body releases cortisol, which is a survival hormone. It's helpful in the short term. It gives you energy to deal with the threat, but over time, it wreaks havoc on your brain and body. It can shrink the hippocampus, which is involved in learning and memory, and it disrupts the balance of those feel good chemicals like serotonin and dopamine. Basically, it puts your brain in a state of constant alert, making it harder to experience positive emotions. Stress also narrows your focus, making it harder to appreciate the good things in your life. It's like wearing blinders. It's not about ignoring stress, but finding healthy ways to manage it. What do you currently do to deal with stress?
How do you
It's good to hear. Even just acknowledging that you want to manage your stress is a big first step. What kind of things do you think might help you specifically? Sometimes just listing things out can be useful. Don't feel like you need to have all the answers right now. And we can brainstorm if you like.
Maya, my question, how do code and the coach contribute along listening happiness?
That's a fascinating connection to make. Code and purpose. I think there's a really interesting link there. On a basic level, having a sense of purpose gives your life direction and meaning. It provides motivation and resilience, especially when things get tough. And I suspect engaging in something creatively like coding can be really solving problems and seeing tangible results. That feeling of accomplishment like releases dopamine, of course, but it's also deeper than that. When you're engaged in something you find meaningful, you're more likely to be fully present, and that's where true happiness lies. Do you find coding gives you a sense of purpose?
Okay, I think this topic related there's some question to give me.
I apologize. I'm not sure I followed. You think I need to relate some questions to get you answered? Could you clarify what you mean? I wanna make sure I understand what you're asking. Good. I'm glad to hear that. It sounded like maybe I was missing something in our conversation. It's okay to just be okay, though. Is there anything else you wanna talk about, or should we just leave it there for now?
जैसे कि आप देख रहे थे कि दुनिया के साथ आज के अ, इस टॉपिक के मतलब समाज की सवाल ये यकीनन आपको मुझे भी लगा आपको कुछ काफ़ी कुछ सीखने को मिला है और ज़िंदगी रही तो एक नई वीडियो के साथ फिर होगी आपके साथ मुलाकात तब तक के लिए करता रहेगा। सो अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।